Hey everyone, my name is Hiren and today we are discussing about telescope. So let us first see the meaning of this word telescope. So telescope is a derivation of a Latin word phrase tele, which means at a distance, and scopium means examine or to look. First we should know that why we need telescope, why we are not able to see the object that are far from us. So the answer is, when object is far from us, it looks small and not enough light bouncing from that object and reaching to our eyes. For that, let us see a little comparison between naked eye view and telescopic view. So here you can see this is a naked eye view of a moon. So when we are seeing the moon from the ground, it looks like this, but when we are using telescope, then it looks like this. So here you see the comparison between both the views. In telescopic view, you can easily see that the details of that object is clearly seen, but in the naked eye view we are not able to see these detail and all that. So this is the reason why we need a telescope. Now let us see the types of telescope. So we have three types of telescope: refractors, reflectors and catadioptric. Now let's see the parts of telescope. So these are the basic parts which every telescope has. So it has a tripod, on that we can mount our telescope. Second is objective lens. So from there the light came first to the objective lens, and this is the first part of it. Then optical tube, so where lenses are fitted, and fourth is a eyepiece, so from where you can see that object. Now let's discuss the first type of it. It's refractors. So it has two lens, one called object lens and other one is called eyepiece. So here is a object lens and here is a eyepiece. In refractor type, optical tube is long. So here you can see this optical tube is pretty long. So how it works? So light coming into the object lens first from the here and is focused in one point, then again rays are dispersed again and reaching to another lens which is eyepiece, and light become parallel now. So we can easily see that object. By using this we can see the enlarged but inverted image. We know that our space objects are commonly in round shape, so we can easily observe them. There is no problem with that inverted image. Now let's discuss about the second type, that is reflectors. So they use mirror to reflect the light in various angle within optical tube and project the image in eyepiece. Here you can see that in this GIF, there light coming from here, it touches to the primary mirror and then it reflects from there and then going into the secondary mirror, and from there it is going into the eyepiece. So reflector type is bit different from the first type what we are seeing in a refractor. So here it uses the mirror to reflect the light. Friends, we are discussing two type of telescope, refractor and reflectors. Third type is pretty similar to both the types, so we are not going to discuss that type here. Now let's think about this. These are the telescope we are seeing on the ground only, okay, but we have some space telescope also. So now let's discuss about that. So this is a Hubble, one very famous and one of the oldest space telescope. This is launched in 1990 by NASA and European Space Agency. Here you can see the image of Hubble telescope which is in space and its parts, and here you can see the image that taken by this telescope named Hubble, and it's capturing images such as Deep Field, Crab Nebula and Eagle Nebula, Hubble has become the world's most famous telescope at its time. But Hubble runs on some old technology. It used Intel 486 processor. So in year 2003, NASA launched Spitzer. This is a Spitzer space telescope launched after Hubble. So Spitzer is the last of NASA's 4 great observatories in space. So here you can see the image of this Spitzer space telescope, and this is an image taken by this telescope. And Hubble can take image mostly in visible light only, but Spitzer can take image in infrared also. And this is the telescope Spitzer. It's give us a evidence of hot Jupiter also. Telescope can only see into the visible light. So the answer is no. Friends, we all know the typical telescope, an optical device used for just magnification and that use only the visible light. But did you know that there are other type of telescopes are also there? These include infrared, X-ray and ultraviolet telescope are also there. Here you can see the images taken by that telescopes. Here is an infrared image, this is then X-ray image, and here is a ultraviolet image. So our both these space telescope are able, Hubble is not able to take the image of infrared, but the Spitzer is able to take the infrared images. And now we are sending the telescope into the space are able to take image in infrared, X-ray and ultraviolet also. So this is the some telescope we are looking about that. Now let's talk about the history of telescope. So first ever telescope is made by Hans Lippershey. He is from Netherlands and invented it into the 1608. But he never used it. He just used it into the war only. After that, Galileo heard about that and built his own telescope. By using the telescope, Galileo saw the crater of the moon, the rings of Saturn and the moon of Jupiter and described the Milky Way. The first telescope magnified only 3 times and Galileo's telescope magnified 20 times. So you can easily understand that how powerful a telescope made by Galileo. So whenever we are discussing about telescope, one word is always coming into the discussion, and that is first light. So this is the phrase used to describe the first moment when telescope sees the sky. So when a new telescope first time sees the sky, so in the discussion it said that the first light of telescope. So this is a little information about telescope. I hope you like the video and you learned something from this. So thank you very much.